what's 25 to the power of a half? So we know 25 to the power of a half is a, right? What's square root of 25? 5. So that power of a half is the same thing as? Is the same thing as what? So when I do the power of a half, it's the same thing as the square root. Right? So I'm used to writing this. I'm used to writing square root of 25 is 5. But I can also write it as 25 to the power of a half is 5. They are the same thing. Okay? So power of a half is the inverse, is the opposite operation of squared. Remember, the opposite operation of addition is subtraction. The opposite operation of multiplication is division. The opposite operation of square, square root or power of a half. Okay? So, do we see the same thing in the pattern of the cube? So, do we see that? Okay, so 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125, and so on and so forth. Do we see that the same thing happened with a negative exponent? Flips and then it becomes 1 over, 1 over. Yeah? Okay, so we're okay with that, right? Now, do we see that also my base for the power of 1/3 is the same as my answer for the power of 3? They are, right? Now, what's the opposite operation of cube? What's it when I have x cubed and I want to get rid of it? What do I do?
Do the square root thing with cube.
Cube root, right? So the opposite operation of cube is cube root. Remember that? I can write this as, so the cube root is the same thing as 1 over 3 to the power of 1 over 3. Do we understand that? Okay, so opposite operation of cube is cube root or power of 1 over 3. Okay, let me write that down. I'm going to start with the square. So opposite operation of square is the square root or the power of 1/2. The opposite operation of cube is cube root or the power of 1/3. Is operation with 2p or 1p? Do we understand that? Okay. Okay, so let's write the answers for these. So compare the entries of the first and second column of each table. Describe the relationship that you see. We know that the negative exponent is the reciprocal. Remember the word reciprocal that we used yesterday? Of the positive exponent. So if you have 4 to the power of negative 2 is 1 over 4 to the power of 2. So that's the reciprocal of the positive exponent. And then we said that the exponent 1/2 is the square root of exponent 2 and the exponent 1/3 is the cube root of exponent 3. So no matter what, like if I have is a to the power of 1 over 5, that's the same thing as the,
Say it again?
so if I have a to the power of 1 over 5, that's the same thing as the, what do I put in the root? 5th root of a, right? If I have a to the power of 1 over 4, that's the same thing as the 4th root of a. It's the same thing. They are the same thing. Okay? As we did earlier, if I have the cube root, if I have a to the power of, we did earlier, right? We said that if I have a to the power of 1 over 2, that's the same thing as the square root of a. Yes? Right? And then we said if I have a to the power of 1 over 3, that's the same thing as the cube root of a. Right? So no matter what your denominator is in the exponent, then this is going to be your root. Correct? Now, why don't I write a 2 here? Right? This is an invisible 2. Okay? The first root that you will have is the square root. Okay? So that's your general, the original. Okay? So that's why I don't write the 2 here. So it's called the square root. Okay? So if I have a to the power of 1 over n, what would be my general form? The nth root. Right? Whatever that n is. If n is 10, then it will be the 10th root. If n is 2, then it will be the square root. Okay? So it's the nth root of a. Are we good with that? look at rational exponent. So a rational exponent is an exponent that's in fraction form. Rational means fraction. Okay? That's what rational means. So my exponent is a fraction. So when you're entering this in the calculator, we're gonna do the 3 different entry tables for each table. So let's say if I'm doing 25 to the power of 3 over 2, you can do that on the calculator as eyes on me, please. So you can do 25. You can press your power button. Okay? And then if you guys all have the good calculators, so you can press once you press the power button, you can press the button that looks like this, which is the fraction. Okay? You can put 3 on the top, and then you can put your cursor down, and then the 2 at the bottom. Okay? And that should give you the answers. So your A for the first table is 1, 4, 9, and 16. So for the first one, for example, you're going to do 1 to the power of 1/2. Okay? For the second one, you're going to do 4 to the power of 1/2. All right? So you're going to use these as your bases, the 1, 4, 9, 16. And then for each column, you're going to have a different exponent. Okay? Can I get you guys to fill out these 2 tables? And then we'll talk about them.